Good morning, dear children. In today's class, we are going to learn about graphical representation of the frequency distribution for grouped data. The line graph, bar graph, pictograph, and the pie chart are the graphical representations of the frequency for ungrouped data. What are they? Line graph, bar graph, pictograph, and the pie chart are the graphical representations of the frequency for ungrouped data. Histogram, frequency polygon, frequency curve, cumulative frequency curves are some of the graphical representations of the frequency distribution for grouped data. For grouped data, histogram, frequency polygon, frequency curve, cumulative frequency curves are some of the graphical representations of the frequency distribution for grouped data. In this class, we are going to represent the grouped data frequency by histogram and frequency polygon only. So in today's class, we are going to learn about for grouped data frequency by histogram and frequency polygon. You will learn the other type of representations in the higher classes. So graphical representations we have split it into two, that is ungrouped data and grouped data. Ungrouped data, line graph, bar graph, pictograph and pie chart. Everything already in lower classes and previous exercise we have learnt. For grouped data, histogram, frequency polygon, frequency curve and cumulative frequency curve. In today's class, we are going to discuss about histogram. A histogram is a graph of continuous frequency distribution. Histogram contains a set of rectangles, the base of which is the length of the class interval and the frequency in each class interval is its height. That is, the class intervals are represented on the horizontal axis and the frequencies are represented on the vertical axis. For example, this is a graph. In horizontal axis, that is x-axis, in x-axis we are going to represent the class intervals. In y-axis we are going to represent frequencies. The area of each rectangle is proportional to the frequency in the respective class interval and the total area of the histogram is proportional to the total frequency. So the area of each rectangle is proportional to the frequency in the respective class intervals and the total area of the histogram is proportional to the total area of the histogram is proportional to the total frequency. Because of the continuous frequency distribution, the rectangles are placed continuously side by side with no gap between adjacent rectangles. So in histogram, there is no gap between the rectangles. It is a continuous frequency distribution, so there is no gap in between the rectangles. Step 2. Construct a histogram. Represent the data in the continuous form if it is in discontinuous form by converting it using the adjustment factor. If the class intervals are not continuous means we have to make it continuous by using adjustment factor. Then second step, select the appropriate units along the x-axis and y-axis, that is scale. For the given interval, class interval and the frequency, we are going to allot x-axis 1 centimeter is how many units and y-axis we are going to take 1 centimeter is how many units. In this graph, in x-axis 1 centimeter they have taken 10 units, y-axis they have taken 100 units. Then plot the lower limit of the class interval on the x-axis. Plot the frequencies of the distribution on the y-axis because we have written class interval on the x-axis, frequencies on the y-axis. Construct the rectangles with the class intervals as bases and corresponding frequency as heights. Each class has lower and upper values. This gives us two equal vertical lines representing the frequencies. The upper ends of the lines are joined together and this process will give us rectangles. Here, if if the given class intervals are not starts from 0, we are going to indicate one break. That break is called as kink break, and there is no gap between the rectangles, and this is width remains the same. For all the rectangles the width will be same, and height of the rectangle is the frequency. For the given value we are going to draw the frequency as height. Then differences between bar graph and a histogram. It's very important to mark. Differences between a bar graph and a histogram. Bar graph used for ungrouped data, for histogram used for grouped data. In bar graph there is a gap between the bars. In histogram no gap between the rectangles. Height of each bar is important and not its width. For histogram, height and width of each rectangle are equally important. So the points are, in bar graph is used for ungrouped data, histogram used for grouped data. In bar graph there will be a gap. In histogram there is no gap between the rectangles. Height of each bar is important and width, not its width. Here in histogram, height and width of each rectangle are equally important. Construction of a histogram for continuous frequency distribution. Let us see one example problem. Draw a histogram for the following table which represents the age groups from 100 people in a village. Ages 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 till 80 to 90. So age groups from 100 people in a village. So number of people 11, 9, 8, 20, 25, 10, 8, 6, 3. So the tabular column is given in the question. So for this data we are going to draw a histogram. The given data, first we are going to check the given data whether it is continuous or discontinuous format. How will you identify whether it is continuous or discontinuous? This is 0 is the lower limit. 0 is the lower limit and 10 is the upper limit. The next class interval starts from lower limit is 10 and the upper limit is 20. So it is continuous because it starts from the before value. So 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80 and 80 to 90. So from the given question we can identify it is a continuous frequency distribution. So the class intervals are drawn on the x-axis and the respective frequencies on the y-axis. So classes are ages and frequencies are number of people. So ages are class interval and number of people are frequencies. So we can draw the graph. In L shape we can draw the graph. So x-axis x, x dash and y, y dash, and the vertex corner point is 0. Now we are going to give the class intervals. So first column is 0 to 10. So we can start 0, next value is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 till 100 you can write. And for y-axis frequencies, the values are given 11, 9, 8, 20, 25, 10, 8, 6, 3. So we are going to give you can take, because the minimum value is 3 and the maximum value is 25. If you want you can take from 1 unit for y-axis, otherwise till 25 is given, so you can take 2 units. That is our wish. So first we can write the scale. In x-axis 1 centimeter 10 years because it represents ages. So we have taken 10 years. And on the y-axis 1 centimeter 2 people, that represents number of people. So we have written 2 people on the y-axis. Then here y-axis 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 till 26 they have written because till 25 we are going to draw. So we can take 26 or 30. Then the histogram is constructed as given below because here 0 to 10. The first class interval is 11. So it starts from 0 to 10. The class interval is 0 to 10 and the number of people is 11. This is 10 and 12. So the middle column is 11. So we can draw one vertical and horizontal line. So first we can frame one rectangle. Then it starts from 10 to 20. 10 to 20 represents here. So the value of number of people is 9. So 9 means it will be coming as 8 to in between 8 to 10. So that is 9. So we can join continuously, we can join, and 10 to 20 9. Then the third value is 8. 8 already they have mentioned, so we can draw 8. That is 20 to 30 place. In 30 to 40 place 20. So 30 to 40 we can extend the line till 20, and till 40 we can draw one rectangle. Then 25, then 10, 8, 6 and 3. So all the rectangles we have marked as continuous format. Then here we have represented ages, and here number of people we have represented. So this is the histogram. We are going this is the histogram we have constructed. Note, if class intervals do not start from 0, then it is indicated by drawing a kink, that is zigzag mark, on the x-axis near the origin. If necessary, the kink mark may be made on y-axis or on both axes. That is, it indicates that we do not have data starting from the origin. So in first problem, it starts from 0 to 10, so there is no need to draw kink break. Then second example, construction of histogram for discontinuous frequency distribution. Example 6.7. The following table gives the number of literate females in the age group 10 to 45 years in a town. Age group 10 to 15, 16 to 21, 22 to 27, 28 to 33, 34 to 39, 40 to 45. Number of females 350, 920, 850, 480, 230 and 200. Draw a histogram to represent the above data. So for the given tabular column, we are going to draw histogram. First we need to check whether it is continuous or discontinuous. From the tabular column we can identify first lower class interval is 10 to 15. The second class interval starts from 16 to 21. So it's not continuous format. So we are going to do adjustment factor. We are going to use adjustment factor. And one more thing, it's not start from the class interval, not starts from 0. So we are going to draw kink break, that is zigzag mark we are going to draw in graph. Solution. The given distribution is discontinuous. So if we represent the given data as it is by a graph, we shall get a bar graph. Because it is a discontinuous format, from the values we can draw only bar graph, as there will be gaps in between these classes. So convert this into continuous distribution using the adjustment factor 0.5. For all the problems, the adjustment factor will be 0.5. So in the first class interval can be written as, we are going to subtract 0.5 to the lower limit and add 0.5 to the upper limit. The first class interval is 0 to 10. So from 0 to 10, first class interval is 10 to 15. So first class interval is 10 to 15. So we are going to subtract 0.5 from 10. So 10 minus 0.5 is 9.5. And 0.5 we are going to add to the upper limit. 15 plus 0.5 is 15.5. So we can be written as 9.5 to 15.5. And the second column is 16 to 20. 16 to 21. The second class interval is 16 to 21. So we are going to subtract 0.5 to 16 and add 0.5 to 21. So subtract 16 minus 0.5 is 15.5. Then third upper limit is 21. So add 0.5 to upper limit. So 21 plus 0.5 is 21.5. So now you can check it is a continuous format. First class interval is 9.5 to 15.5. and the second class interval is 15.5 to 21.5. Now it is continuous format. The remaining values also we are going to do the same. So third column is 22 to 27, then 28 to 33, and 34 to 39, and 40 to 45. So in 22 we are going to subtract 0.5, that is 21.5. So this will be continuous. Here 0.5 we are going to add. So 27 plus 0.5 is 27.5. Then 28 minus 0.5 is 27.5. 33 plus 0.5 is 33.5. Then 34 minus 0.5 is 33.5. And 39 plus 0.5 is 39.5. 40 minus 0.5 is 39.5. 45 plus 0.5 is 45.5. Now we have framed the tabular column as a continuous format. For this data we are going to draw histogram. Already we have learnt age group, we can take it in x-axis, and the frequency, that is number of females, we can take it as y-axis. So x dash, y dash we have written. Then the class interval not starts from 0. So in between we can draw kink break. That is 0. First value is 9.5. Then 15.5, 21.5, 27.5, 33.5, 39.5 and 45.5. In y-axis 350, 920, everything is hundreds. So we can take 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900 and 1000. Scale in x-axis 1 centimeter is 6 years and y-axis 1 centimeter is 100 females. So first column we are going to draw 9.5 to 15.5. This is the class interval. In y value is 350. 350 will be lie in between 300 to 400. So this will be 350. So we can draw one rectangle. Then 15.5 to 21.5, that is 920. So here in between 10 lines will be there. In each line carries 10 units. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. Here 920. So 900, next line is 910 and the second line is 920. So we can draw 920. Then 830. 830 means 800 and third line. 10, 20, 30. Third line we can draw 830. Then 480. So 480 means this will be 400. This is 400. So 8th line, that is 480. 480. Then 230. 200 and the third line. Then 200. So we have drawn continuous rectangles. Histogram we have drawn for the given data. Then next problem, example 6.8. Observe the given histogram and answer the following questions. Hint: underweight less than 30 kg, normal weight 30 to 45 kg, obese more than 45 kg. What information does the histogram represent? The second question is, which group has maximum number of students? Third question is, how many of them are underweight? Fourth question is, how many students are obese? And fifth question is, how many students are in the weight group of 30 to 40 kg? So from the given histogram, we are going to answer these questions. So first question, here in the histogram, they have mentioned weight in x-axis and the number of students in y-axis. Scale also they have taken. X-axis 1 centimeter is 5 kilogram and y-axis 1 centimeter, 2 students they have taken. So what information does the histogram represent? It represents the collection of weight from standard 8. That is the first question answer. Then the second question, which group has maximum number of students? Here which is the maximum number? 9. So there are maximum 9 students in 30 to 35 kg weight. Then the third question, how many of them are underweight? Underweight means less than 30 kg. Less than 30 kg means these two values. This is underweight. So 2 plus 5, that is 7. There are 7 students who are underweight. Then fourth question, how many students are obese? Obese is, that is more than 45 kg. More than 45 kg, how many students are there? Only 3. Therefore, there are 3 students who are obese. And how many students are in the weight group of 30 to 40 kg? So, 30 to 40 kg, how many students are there? That is 9 plus 7. So, 9 plus 7 is 16. So, we can write there are 16 students in the 30 to 40 kg weight group. Exercise 6.2. Which of the following data can be represented in a histogram? Here 5 subdivisions are given. We are going to find which of the data can be represented in a histogram. First question, the number of mountain climbers in the age group 20 to 60 in Tamil Nadu. If in the question, if it is given from to 2, that is lower limit is given and the upper limit also given. So if the values are given, we can draw histogram. So the answer is yes. Production of cycles in a different years. Different years, and more or less here they have not mentioned any numbers. So different year they have given. So we cannot, from the given data, we cannot draw histogram. So no. The number of students in each class of a school. Here also they have not given any values. So we cannot draw histogram. Number of votes polled from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. in an election. Here from to 2 is given. So we can draw histogram. The wickets fallen from 1 over to 50th over in a one-day cricket match. Here also from to 2 is given. Here 2 to 60 is given. Here 7 to 6 p.m. and from 1 over to 50th over in a one-day cricket match. Here also they have mentioned values. So we can draw histogram. If they have not mentioned any values, we cannot draw histogram. Then second problem, fill in the blanks. The total area of the histogram is proportional to the total frequency of the given data. In definition place already we have learned. So it is proportional to the total frequency of the given data. A graph that displays data that changes continuously over the periods of time is histogram. Histogram is a graphical representation of grouped data. Third problem, in a village, there are 570 people who have cell phones. An NGO survey their cell phone usage. Based on this survey, a histogram is drawn. Answer the following questions. How many people use the cell phone for less than 3 hours? In x-axis they have mentioned hours and y-axis they have mentioned number of people. Scale x-axis 1 centimeter 1 hour and y-axis 1 centimeter 100 people. And first question, how many people use the cell phone for less than 3 hours? Less than 3 hours, how many people are using? That is 110 plus 220. So 110 plus 220, that equal to 330. So 330 people use the cell phone for less than 3 hours. Second question, how many of them use the cell phone for more than 5 hours? More than 5 hours, that is for more than 5 hours. More than 5 hours, that is 100 plus 50. So 100 plus 50 equal to 150. So 150 people use their cell phones for more than 5 hours. Are people using cell phone for less than 1 hour? Less than one hour they have not used. So no. So we have answered 3 questions from the histogram, and I hope you all have understood how to draw histogram. And homework is 4th problem and 5th problem. Draw a histogram for the following data. Class interval and number of students are given. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50 and 50 to 60. Number of students given 15 5, 15, 23, 20, 10 and 7. So here the given class intervals are continuous. So we can draw histogram easily. So in right side of the graph sheet you can write the question, that is the tabular column you can write in the right side of your graph note, and the left side you can draw histogram. And fourth problem, the class intervals you can mention in x-axis and y-axis. This will be x dash, this is x, and this will be y dash. So class intervals are given 0 to 10, 10 to 20, till 60 is given. So we have written till 100, and here number of students we have taken 2 units. Till 23 is given, so we have taken 2 units. If you want, you can take it as 5 units in y-axis. So we can draw the histogram by using the given tabular column. Then fifth problem, construct a histogram for the following distribution of the total marks of 40 students in a class, and marks and number of students are given 9 to 110, 110 to 130, 130 to 150, 150 to 170, 170 to 190 and 190 to 210. Number of students 9, 5, 10, 7, 4, 6. Here also the given class intervals are continuous. These two are continuous format. So directly we can draw histogram, and here we have to notice it's not starts from 0. So the kink break should be drawn in the graph sheet. So take next page, and fifth question you can write in the right side of the graph note, and left side you can write scale. Here kink break we have drawn, and then you can given class intervals you can write 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 190, 210 till 250 you can write, and the maximum frequency is 10. So we can take 1 unit in y-axis. So scale in x-axis 1 centimeter we have taken 20 units, 20 marks, and in y-axis 1 centimeter is 1 student. The same previous problem, the class interval is in x-axis 1 centimeter is 10 units, and in y-axis we have taken 1 centimeter is 2 students. Children, I hope you are able to do the graph neatly. Please do the graph with the scale and pencil. Do not use pen in the graph sheet. In right side you can, left and right side, both side you can use only pencil for drawing and writing. Draw neatly and send it on time. Thank you, children.